Well, I managed to shake everyone off my trail on this one, so I'll be all by my lonesome enjoying the weather all by myself. Welcome to ending one. We're almost about to get locked into the ending. No one has any points. We're going to fuck it up real good. We're going to make a big old mess. There's going to be very little of me talking about my writing in this recording session, so if you're sitting at home and you're like, man, I hate it when Sapphire talks extensively about bullshit I don't care about, don't worry. There's no one in the stream. I haven't done any writing of late that warrants it. I've been making up my mind and getting real confused, but for the most part, let's enjoy ourselves. All right, I got my silly out of my system. My footsteps echo on the hard, cold tile on the way to the principal's office. I heard once that they made the halls to the faculty offices longer on purpose to scare you, though that may just be from an old comic strip. The effects were there, however, as each of my reverberating steps sent the spike of unease down through my core. When I finally stood before the principal's office, the feeling of unease peaked. Slowly, I opened. The music's on, right? Yeah, the music's on. Gosh, I forgot how much color this UI has. I don't know what it is, but for some reason my brain is like everything should be sepia and like blacks and grays and stuff. God, I forgot how colorful you characters were. Where the hell have I been? Well, looking at documents, I guess, at like paperwork. And my extremely boring, bland room, I guess. Ah, I love these saturated people. Seriously, Scalar. Your stripes make it look like you're wearing a choker, and that's just not very professional. Maybe you should put some concealer on that. Put some concealer on that, you know? Wouldn't hurt you. Wouldn't hurt you. All right. Slowly, I opened the door and inched myself inside. The principal was sitting behind a disorganized desk, blanketed with... Listen, if that's like a common thing with Scalar, I guess it's also used for something else at some point, so it really couldn't really include as a thing. And between Mia and Ben looking back from their own chairs... And between me and her, Mia and Ben, looking back at me from behind their chairs. You wanted to see me, Principal Scalar? Yes, Mr. Nito. There are some matters that we need to discuss. She motioned to a third chair in front of her. I take a seat as instructed next to Ben, who was more or less acting as a personal barrier between me and Mia. Mr. McKnight, shouldn't there be a space in that? Mr. McKnight has informed me that there's been an incident between you and Mrs. Moretti earlier this month. Miss Moretti, right? It's Mrs. if you were married. One in which school property was severely damaged. Yeah, that was near the start of the month, so why now? I look at Ben and Mia. Shouldn't it be Mia and Ben? Like, I feel she commands the first spot in that. I heard a lot, by the way. I've been caught up to date. Apparently, the whole what is it again? The whole theory, I guess, that what's her name is trans, Lunara, was done by some jackass who just fled shortly afterwards. Apparently, this was supposed to be a mod. Like, Jesus, gosh dang darn it, does Wani Gator just sound like everything that went wrong with Goodbye Volcano High, just repeated beautifully? Is it just what happens when you hire leftist furries? You just end up with a bad product? Feels like it. I am sorry. There were more pertinent issues at the time, Inco. I had to keep pushing this back to handle things like audit paperwork and an excessively heavy breath leaves Mrs. Scalar's mouth. You should have given me the reports for as soon as this happened. Mrs. Scalar looks at Ben and frowns. This needs to be resolved at the end of the day, Benjamin. Her tired eyes turn my way. Please, so that we can finish this as soon as possible. While she spoke, her focus was on Mia, and that smile crept across her face. From what Miss Moretti has told me, it was you who instigated it in the first place. Care to explain? What? Mrs. Principal Scalar. Mia was the one who... We are well aware that she caused the damage, Mr. Nito. The old woman leans forward with pen and paper in hand. What we need to know is how this incident happened in the first place. I think we should hear Mia's side of the story first. Oh, you son of a... Since she is the one who inadvertently caused the damage after all. Well, it's actually a bad idea, because it would inherently let... Like, the person who gets to react to the accusations has a lot more power and control, in a sense. Also, shouldn't, like, Olivia be here? I think I pointed out initially, but Olivia really should just be in this room right now. She was involved in the incident in a way that matters. And I'm gonna do a little dance. I'm just gonna do a little dance. Oh, yeah, baby. Heck yeah. The red scale girl nods, and holding her hand out as she begins. Miss Scaler, I was just trying to talk to Olivia that day, and out of nowhere, Inco shows up and starts getting on my case. I was trying. Oh no, wait, she's Italian, right? I was trying to tell him that Mia Olivia were just working on a project when, bam, he whips out his camera and blinds me with it. Someone to show me like a YouTube video, like an animation where it actually happens and she just disintegrates. It's hilarious. What? Didn't she slap her in the face with a tail-mounted glitter bomb? And because I couldn't see, I kept running into things, even knocking things over. I didn't mean to do that, Mrs. Scaler. I know I have a temper. Trust me, Ben's been helping me work on it. But you can't blame me for running around like a headless chicken. She can't be serious. I look at the principal and see that she's just listening to a lie right through her teeth. This is bullying. Still the best line in this entire game. It's so lame. And this isn't even the first time he's done this. I tried talking to Olivia back in September and he pulled her away. I swear he's been out for me ever since the first day of school. Oh, yeah, because Olivia's like all depressed. That's why she's not here. Principal Scaler, that's... Shh, shh, shh. My jaw slams shut bitterly as the principal denies me the chance to defend myself. Her eyes turn downward towards a particular stack of papers on her desk, carefully scanning one page and flipping to the next. The silence of the room is unnerving as she flips through page after page, eventually breaking the quiet but clearing her throat. Now, Miss Finito, you can give me your side of the incident. She got the cat cup! We're locked into ending 1. Thank you. Thank you, video game. No one can tell me I'm actually on the wrong ending this time. I will not accept it. So where the fuck is everyone else? Right? Like, I got a bunch of people who show up for these streams, like, quite reliably. Why aren't they here? What happened to them? Did they die on the way here? Just like Poochie on the way to his home planet? I feel very bad for them. You know, it's only normal to feel a little bit sad about people that you know and love vanishing from existence, going to another planet in a solar system you've never heard of. It's just the way life is, you know? As soon as silence overtakes the room, all eyes on me, and I'm considering how to approach the situation. I see Mia from the corner of my eye, along with a subtle fist she raises in warning. Yeah, the situation, like, I like that this is the part where it changes. It's a really nice place to have, like, the payoff to it's his character. Recalling how badly she trashed that hallway causes a chill to run down my spine. Ben let us speak first. He's trying to play it smart, I think. Maybe he's onto something. Yeah, I mentioned before something else. That Inco, like the anime, in the Trish route, they do a lot of flipping of sprites. It looks so bad, but here it just works way better. Just a little fade in. It's a lot of work. You gotta do it all the time, but it works way better than just. I don't know what they do with flipping though. I don't think we'll see when we get to one. I could. If I take the heat for this, Mia might finally leave me alone. Me and Olivia alone. Yeah, actually, yeah, she knows the score. If I get her off the hook, I'd look pretty darn cool. She could even owe me one. So, I know a guy who really knows someone like Inco, and was very close to what Inco himself was in. The mindset of traveling all over the place and being very superficial, like throwing your weight around and trying to impress people because you didn't have a lot of like deep, meaningful connections. So you didn't know what that looked like and what things meant and how things played out over time. I love how shallow he is with this. You know, it's all pragmatic. Assuming the punishment isn't something drastic. I have no side of the incident, ma'am. I give up. It's exactly as Ben and Mia say. I instigated the whole thing. I love how... Man, look at that look on Mia. Damn. She's like out of it, and Ben is just like, what the fuck are you doing? A hushed gasp manages to escape from Mia, but I ignore it and keep talking. Mia, where the hell did you get a jacket like that, though? That's a pretty expensive jacket. Especially, like, you don't find cheap leather jackets with accoutrements like those spikes, unless you put them on yourself. I mean, it's crop, but, you know. I've been dealing with a lot lately. Also, I find it hilarious that she's an OC, and that to, like, wrestle the copyright from her. Like, couldn't you just make a new character for the role? Like, come on! Copyright belongs to the character design. You can still have someone else fill the role. I guess the art would have been lost, but... By that time, that honestly would have been the better idea. Unless the copyright could have been wrenched out of his hands fairly easily. Oh, God. Oh, whoop. Fuck. My stomach's been acting up, sorry. It always acts up when I get to a stream. It just doesn't matter. I always have an upset tummy. It's not a tummy ache. It's just my stomach likes to do little kickflips because it thinks it's really cool. I've been dealing with it a lot lately, and when she was passing by, I remembered when she talked to me in PE on my first day, and I just saw the opportunity. I really like this, because the fact is that Mia is so stoic and in control otherwise, that having Mia just go bleh is just a nice touch. Also, the guy who apparently has like Inco-esque experiences said that they liked ending 3 the most. They felt that ending 4 was too nice. And I will say, while I won't say that ending 4 in Snoot Game is too nice, I have warmed up to ending 3, despite the fact that a lot of people gave me negative votes because they all wanted that ending. They like it a lot. Well, Inco, I'm very surprised. Oh, well, Inco, I'm very surprised. Also, I put a lot of fucking shit on the line here, you motherfucker. I had everything riding on this, you idiot. I'm glad you were willing to be honest and accept responsibility for all of this. It shows character. It grinds against my soul to lie and throw myself under the bus, but I nod and smile along. It's for the greater good, after all. Well, then I appreciate the show of character, but we're still going to have to lay down the law here. Ben clears his throat loudly to draw the focus back to him. Miss Gila, if I may. It's clear emotions are still running high. The damage at the hall will be fixed over the weekend, and nobody has been seriously injured, right? People could have gotten hurt, and I get it, but consider the circumstances. Inco is in mourning like the rest of us. On top of losing a teacher, he has lost a mentor as well. Is that not punishment enough? Do we really need to throw the book at the only human student doing a tragedy during an audit? Scalar scoffs and grimaces. I think it would be in everyone's best interest if everyone here were to just cut some slack. Wow! Okay, I was not expecting this to go easier on Inco. That's... Man, I want to give Ben a swirly now if this is like nice guy Ben ending. Ben, you know that's not how we're supposed to look at this. I'm recording this. They will find out. She complains, but obviously she's somewhat rattled by the concept. Look, here's what I'm seeing here. Why do you say you hear twice? Is that a speech? That's cute speech correction. Mr. Nito has a grudge against Miss Moretti, which she acted on with the camera flash. And this had the unintended side effect of getting her hurt. So the whole thing effectively started as an accident. Yes, that sounds about right. Scalar turns her gaze to me next, and I nod an affirmation. Then Scalar looks at me afterwards, her eyes narrowing like daggers. I love how her hair gets a little longer, like they just fucking used a brush to push it down. A blur brush, you know? Ben discreetly nudges Mia with his elbow. Yeah, that sounds exactly what happened. Right, and why did none of you come forward about this earlier? Mia, Inco and Mia are both friends of mine. They were confiding in me about the situation. They both apologized to each other already. Scalar's glare comes my way again. You forgive each other? Yarakan taught us a lot about forgiveness, ma'am. That's good. Her glare switches back to Mia. And you, Miss Moretti? Mia stares right back, the gears turning in her head. Ben tries to nudge her discreetly again, but she doesn't seem to take notice. I feel myself starting to sweat. I think Mia would rather take the punishment than admit any sort of fault. They're staring down, buddy. Yeah, I'm sorry. A wave of relief washes over Ben and I. Scalar looks more frustrated than anything. She leans back on her desk chair and shuffles through some more papers. She must have been expecting she could have gotten rid of Mia today. In addition to the report itself, our Yarakan left behind his account of what happened. In it, he describes Mia's actions as openly hostile and intentional. Can you blame her? She could not see anything and she was in a lot of pain. In either case, it seems both parties are in agreement as to the situation. I suppose that's why Yarakan didn't mention a motive in his report. Now, I would like to give you the benefit of the doubt, especially at a time like this. And given both of your statements, it seems that whatever nonsense this was about has been resolved. Still, at the bare minimum, I give you both a day of Saturday detention to help clean up the mess. Afterwards, we will have to talk about this further. Shoot. Well, this still is better than what would have been otherwise. I'm sure Mia is satisfied. She's slouching in her chair pretty hard at this point, feeling completely unthreatened. She's still the same height as everyone. How tall is her? One thing I haven't really done too much is, like, how tall is her? Mia looks shorter than I feel she should be. Bopping. Principal Scalar dismisses us. Mia skips out of the office without another word, leaving both Ben and I behind. We quickly follow suit, not really wanting to bother with Scalar anymore. Once we're out in the hall, and the Ben door clicks shut behind us, Mia props herself up against the wall beside Ben. So I'm in the clear now. Almost clear. You still need to come in on Saturday, but after that you'll be good. And the meeting after? Oh, I just noticed that her red outline in the white. Oh, that's pretty cool. Don't worry, I can easily make that not happen. And am I record? As good as scrapped. I'm pulling some big favors to make it happen. Oh, this one's neat. Whenever Mia isn't like just looking like this in resting bitch face mode, there's something about her that I kind of dig. But if she is just the Naomi fan character, which by the way is, I imagine why Puppet Pals does what they do. They are the same character, just like a. Also, just know, yeah, her jacket gets a lot of volume from this by having the little back sections like that. That's pretty neat. Mia lets out a deep sigh. This is why I love ya. His face turns fuchsia in seconds, and yet he's wearing the largest of smiles. Thank you. Arigato. In the blink of an eye, Ben is now the one up against the wall, Mia looming over him with a hand wrapped beside his head. Just wait until later, Benny boy. Just wait until later, Benny boy. What about me? For once, Mia wears a smile without any threat behind it. Yeah. Good work, the monkey boy. I wasn't expecting you to play along so well. Felt like the easiest way to handle things. So, what? You wanted to take the blame then? I mean, it worked out in the end. That it did. See? But also, that's me extending an olive branch. Both parasols stare at me as if I just grew a duckbill. To you, Mia. Honestly, Ben can fall off a cliff to all I care. I just wanted to get along. Dun 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 dun. Come again? Mostly, I'd like for you to stop harassing Olivia. I think we can work something out. Dude, you already wasted your leverage. She owes you nothing now. What are you gonna do? Go back in there and say, actually, I lied for someone's defense? You fucker, you agreed to this beforehand. You absolute clown. You moron. This isn't how you negotiate anything. Mia is entirely in her right to give it to you if she wants to, but it's her right now, not yours. Well, aren't you special? And I mean that in the best way. Such self-sacrifice for friendship. Ben could learn a thing or two from you. Ben, he probably feels like shit over that. All right. Just for you. I'll leave little Miss Grumpy Guts alone. Ben steps towards Mia with concern etched on his face. Mia, you were messing with Olivia? Shut up. Shut the fuck up, Bluey. Now I never will, right? The pink punk turns back to me. Just for free coasting to the end of the year. Just free coasting to the end of the year. And I'll be out of your hair forever? Sounds like a good deal, Inky boy. I nod in agreement. Yeah, that's all I'm asking for. After Saturday, we won't even need to see each other ever again, Mia. What the fuck was that? Oh, just a little hiccup, I guess. My hand is held out to her to seal the deal. See you Saturday, then. Instead of shaking it, she slaps my palm hard enough to make the involuntary clap reverberate in the quiet hall. Hiding my pain with a smile, Mia reciprocates with a grin of her own and turns away. Mia saunters off, and Ben looks between the two of us. Oh, what the fuck is this pose? Mike Dawson, you can't just look like that. I do not get anything anymore. But I'm glad you are taking such efforts to smooth things over. Oh. No problem. It's the least I can do. Yes, and I really do appreciate it. You'll be fine with her in detention, right? Yeah, totally. I clasp a hand on his shoulder and offer him my fist. He smiles back and reciprocates with a fist bump. All right, see you. See ya. We did it! Mia was nice, even though she had all the reason to fuck us over.